What's up, RFD 804? I don't know if you were here first, but you're the first chat. So welcome. ZFG Company, howdy howdy. This is probably not going to be a super long stream, but I've got about an hour or so. I'm going to be running the railroad. So I thought I'd just go live. If people wanted to hang out, then great. If not, I'm going to be running trains anyway. Just working the railroad. If you saw yesterday's video, we're pretty much just kind of finishing out that day. And I got to remember what I was doing. I think I was getting ready to run the log train up the Connolly Branch from the look of it. Things are still loading in. We'll let everything settle down. I don't remember. I don't think I kicked off the passenger train yet. And 9718, where are you? You are not spawning in yet. There it is. I just started the game, so everything is poking along. You're out in Bryson waiting to head on out. And you're stopped for... Oh, you're stopped for this switch. I did not have that thrown in the correct position. Yeah, you're ready to head on out, I believe. So for that, I think I need to swing over here to the dispatch station. Because I thought that had already been released on out of here. I didn't realize he was setting up the switch. Yeah, we're still on CTC mode, so we want that reverse. Get him coded on out of here. And who's at Whittier? Somebody's at Whittier. Nobody's at Whittier. I just didn't clean up the switch. There we go. Now we're good. All right, I'll leave myself sitting out there until he gets on through. It looks like that's not done unloading yet. So we're not ready for the Connolly Branch. Those are unloading. We've got the cars staged to go to Silva. I think I was done with Whittier. And we probably need to go check in on the Bryson local, see if there's anything to do down yonder. Bryson local. We do have a pickup at Standard Oil, it looks like. And I think we dropped off some cars, maybe? That's number 4. Yeah, we dropped off some cars with that through train. So we got one goes in the team track, one going down here to the freight house. Roger that. And how are we looking on the dispatcher board? Interesting. I coded that once, but maybe the switch through and then I had to code it again. I'm still figuring out the CTC stuff. But I do believe he should be on his way now. Well, he's past there. So what's occupying this block? Is that just the switch thrown? That's really confusing where it shows occupied, but it's just because the switch is thrown. So I guess they're supposed to come through on that track, and because I had him over here to drop off some cars, that's got everything all confuzzled. Now we're good. All right, let's put you back on normal. And no signal indication. And the same with you. Okay, now we're all back to normal. So let's go over to number 4. We're going to hop in number 4. Actually, before I get too involved, Let's make sure things are set up over here at Appalachia Junction for the coal train to come in. So, trying to remember. I think the Appalachia Junction cars are on the back. I think we will pull him through. How much room am I going to? Right. We'll pull him in at this switch and we'll see where we're at when he gets up here. That'll work. Okay, let's go work the Bryson local for a bit. We can get that done. We just need to run down and drop off this car there, and then that car goes up ahead. Although I could push forward. Yeah, let's drop off this car first, actually. That'll work. All right, Al, bring her on forward. Right past that flare that I just now extinguished. How you doing? You got plenty of coal, plenty of water. Beautiful. So we'll just pull this car ahead of the switch and disconnect. We're going to shove the Bryson Freight House. 55 tons of dimensional lumber heading up here. That goes right in there. Well, Al is right on the throttle today. He is raring to go. Gerald Eaglin, howdy, howdy. If you're new here and wonder who in the world Al is, Albert Inman, he's my AI. He's the AI engineer, so he's Al. Just a silly little thing I do. All right, Al, just come past that switch. You're good, sir. On forward. To the end of the track. I haven't changed the weather in forever. Is it just weather? Slash. Actually, I don't see it on there. There it is. I'm not sure what is currently on. Let's try cloudy too. Do? Cloudy too. Maybe that's what we were already on. Should we try cloudy 3? The new sky graphics, they make it kind of washed out, so. Yeah, there we go. Something a little different. All right, looking good, Al. Right down to the end of the track, just like you were told. All right, we're going to bring you back clear of the switch. Can't put a flare there because reasons. Some switches you can put right at the end of the switch, and some you can't. Not sure why. That's right, X-Ray. You don't have to cut down any trees. And the track all makes sense because it's based on a real railroad. The Railroads Online, it can be a lot of fun. I'm so frustrated with it. I can't really have any fun playing it right now. Hopefully they'll continue to make strides forward. They have made some quality of life adjustments. I would imagine we'll be back on Railroads Online at some point. When you fire up the game, like you start a new game, the water tower at the starting yard doesn't line up with the tracks. Like, let's just start there. And that's enough about Railroads Online. It does have a possibility of being fun someday. All right, we're gonna release you, and then. Oh, what are you doing, Al? There you go. Stop. Back in road mode. And then we're gonna bring you on down. Come on down. You're the next contestant on Can We Switch This Car? All right, Al, run on down to the flare. We're going to bring you back through. Someday we're going to have waypoints where I could just set all this up and then have him work it. That would be fun. All right. He's good to go there. Whee! That's good, Al. You're clear of the switch. Bring it on back. Or to really trigger people, I can say, go ahead and bring it back. I get a lot of comments on YouTube for saying stuff like that. It's good for engagement. The old coal train's working its way up the grade. And it's darn near 9 o'clock. We should go check in on the passenger train. It's probably about ready. Probably about ready to kick that one loose. So while he's heading back there, let's just go take a peek here. Everything load in. Passenger train is down here at Appalachia. And she is just about full. Yep, it's ready to send it on its way. So let's get the order set up. How you doing on... you've got enough. Probably for the full run, but we're going to need to take on water at Silva. All right, we'll get you headed down the line. You should be all lined up. Let's just go hop up here. I'm going to need to hold you short or set up a meet, depending on how fast you get up here. I'd imagine the coal train will be in before it gets here. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Teleported to nowhere, apparently. So let's go ahead and just hold them short while we sort this out. Actually, let's probably make more sense. Let's just hold the passenger train down here at Cochrane. Let's throw that switch so he can't come through. And then we'll release him once we get the coal train sorted out. We're wearing a lot of hats today. Hey, Butterfly Grove. I mean, there is no best, really, of any kind of game for me. They all have good and bad points. Railroader is a lot of fun for just like logistics, running a railroad. But if I want to run big trains, I like Run 8. It's pretty hard to beat Run 8 for just authentic North American railroading. Railroads Online can be fun if you want to build your own track. Like I was saying earlier, it's just too buggy and too much of a mess for me to really have any fun with railroads online right now. I'm keeping an eye on updates, though. All right, you were dropped off. That should be it for the Bryson local. No, we got to go grab Standard Oil. Never mind. We go grab Standard Oil. We should be able to get that done before the passenger train needs to get down here. So let's do that. Whee! All right, we're going to run all the way down here. And we're going to throw this switch. And I bet it's the downhill car. Yeah, the downhill car he's picked up. It's the way it usually goes, just based on how they're delivered. You can go read up on it on Steam, Butterfly Grove. It's got pretty good description, but yeah, this game in particular is a game. So you start with like a little stretch of railroad, and you run the railroad. You have contracts. So it's about running your own little short line, basically. So you start with the Whittier through Ella to Bryson, like this little piece right here. And then you can open contracts, fulfill contracts for the customers to earn money, and then you can take on milestones to unlock more of the railroad. So I've got it unlocked from this end now all the way over to basically Appalachia Junction. There's nothing really here. I've got the Appalachia Junction open. I've got about as much as I want to do now as a solo. You can play it multiplayer. I'm just playing by myself. So yeah, it's all about just running your railroad, and there's milestones, and then there's contracts. So if I go to locations, all these different companies, you can open contracts with them. Like Silver Paperboard, I don't have any contracts right now. Parsons Tannery, I've got a tier 1 contract, so it's pretty light. So yeah, it's about running your railroad. And it's a set map. It's based on the Murphy branch of the Southern Railroad, roughly around the steam to diesel transition era. And I don't remember the total size. It's like, you can see the mile markers here. So mile marker 98 to roughly 45. So 50 some miles plus branches. We've got the Connolly logging branch. We've got the Walker logging branch. We've got the Appalachia Junction branch. There's some copper mines down here. So I don't know, 70, 80 miles maybe total trackage, something like that. I hope that helps. Just call you Sim or Daniel. But I like saying Butterfly Grove Farm because it's awesome. I like you. I like all the work you're doing on your land, playing with your little tractor. It's awesome. The actor formerly known as the Sim Station. Let's see. We have a red because the switch is thrown, right? So I need to tell him to pass the signal. And I could say resume speed, but he's already locked to 15 anyway, so. Put 11 hours in straight Scrabble. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I've been hooked on it ever since I started playing. It's good fun. And for early access, like everything just worked. I mean, there's bugs for sure. Like any game has bugs, but nothing major game breaking. Right out of the gate, just like everything just kind of worked. It all made sense. Good quality of life. So excellent work by the Railroader team. Dave? What are you doing, Dave? Dave comes wading in here with the big old moderator hammer, just accidentally hitting stuff left and right. What's up, DC Dave? I'm looking. I don't think I have a way to like reinstate that. I don't know if you can undo that, Dave, but one of your favorite parts of the country? Yeah, it's North Carolina, right? I think. All right, Al, you got about 5 cars, buddy. Bring it on in. And what I like about this game, like you can drive the trains all yourself. You know, that's a thing. I tend to use the AI a lot, and I just kind of run it as like I'm the conductor. There's something with the buttons. The latest update, they broke the buttons. Like you have to like click with prejudice to make sure it clicks on the dang button. That'll do. We're going to release you. Let's go ahead and get some air in here. These tankers can be heavy. And then we got to pull this car out and shove this one back in. So, like I can put this over on manual, and I can just run it myself. I'm not as good of an engineer as Al, though. Won't let you undo it. That sucks. Yeah, that brisket looked good, man. You shared that in our food category on the Discord. Smoking a big old, I think it was 11-pound beef brisket. Good. Yeah, I've enjoyed streaming on YouTube for the last year and 4 months. But their moderation tools do leave a little bit to be desired. All right, coming up off the grade, so we'll back off the throttle a bit here. That'll work. Like I said, I'm not as good of an engineer as Al is. Yeah, and there's a sandbox mode too, Dan, if you want to just spawn in some trains and watch them run. You can do whatever you want, sandbox. Everything's unlocked and you just go to town. This is why I usually let Al drive, because I'm looking at chat and looking at the pretty trees and I get distracted and we're just running cars all over the place. All right, just double check. Yeah, this is the one we're pulling out. Yeah, you got the old big brisket stall there at 160. Happens to the best of us. You like the Transport Fever? Yeah, I played quite a bit of Transport Fever 1 and 2. Good games. What time would you be there for dinner, right? If you happen to be swinging by Idaho, stop by Dave's for some ice cream and brisket. All right, I'm going to let Al take back over because I'll probably get distracted, so. Take her on down to the end of the track, Al. Wait, do I have my lantern on? Somehow I got my lantern turned on. Whee! Yeah, there is, of course, first-person perspective. I'm just along for the ride. Al's driving. Yeah, good old yard mode. Can't wait till they add the waypoint system in. That will be nice. All right, that's good, Al. Get a handbrake tied on here. All right, back up we go. And before I get him completely lost, we'll throw a flare down. So he'll stop for the flare. I call them flares. They're technically fusies, but it's a flare, okay? All the rivet counters can just calm down. Iowa and Idaho. Somebody from the east or west coast could probably mess that up. It's all flyover country, right? Tell people if you're from Missouri, you just get a blank look. You know, the Arch. Most people have heard of St. Louis or Kansas City. So. All right, pick that up. Throw the little switcher. Forward to a couple, Al. Idaho? Idaho's beautiful. I drove through there. We drove out to Oregon for our honeymoon. I know, we're weird. And we drove through a little corner of Idaho. I think it was the Snake River. Maybe we followed for a while. That was a long time ago. Let's see. Handbrake off. And back over to the yard, good sir. I'm going to not divert you there because that's CTC controlled. I'll tell you what, stop. Stop, Al. I'm going to play dispatcher here for a bit. We'll get you lined in. I just gotta fly. My only real complaint with this game is the camera controls are a little awkward sometimes. Let's get him lined in. Get him lined in legit. So we're in CTC mode. So we want that to be reverse. He's coming in. Code that up, and that should change it. So he's got a signal there. All right, come on in, sir. Tell you to resume speed. Taters come from the grocery store. They just magically appear there, right next to the beef brisket. All right, now we're switched. Are we going in the right? No, we need to go this and that. There we go. We're going to come all the way back in here. I cleaned up all these switches, so we should be good. Nope, that one was right. And then we'll go in this track. Perfect. And I'll clean up these switches when he goes through just to keep the CTC board handy. What are those controls, Dan? I'll be back there in just a second and I'll explain. Also, there's about a 30-second delay between chat and stream, just so you know. I can do real time, but then the video quality is poor. Or it's poorer. So I accept that 30 to 40-second delay just to get better quality. So if you're not familiar with CTC panel, this is basically a track diagram of the dispatcher controlled track. Right now I just have this. There's more to the railroad that I don't have signaling for yet. Part of what we're doing today is delivering some cars to places so that we can build out the signals. That's one of the milestones that I have active. So in progress milestones, we have Hemingway to Brooks. It's basically going this direction. And we have Thomas Valley to Silva, which is basically going this direction. So once we hit Silva, we'll have signals all the way to the end of the railroad over here. And then we'll have some more this direction. But what this does is, this is the switch. So it sets normal or reverse for the switch. So I had it reverse so he could come into the siding. So I'm going to set that back to normal. And then the signal is basically, are you going left or are you going right? Looking at the panel. So we were going right coming into Bryson. I'm going to set that back to like nothing. Then I hit the code button. That tells all these relays and stuff to set it up how I've set it here, if possible. So now if we go back out to here, it's thrown that switch to go back straight again. And we got red signals all around. I hope that makes sense. That's a crash course on CTC. You can also set it to ABS, absolute mode. And when you do that, all that disappears. And then the signals just react to like how the switches are set with the ground throw. And then occupancy. So if there's a train here, you have the switch lined in the siding, they'll get a red signal because you won't run into the train. You can do 2 different modes. Of course, a real panel wouldn't have a switch like that. Stuff wouldn't disappear. It's a game. All right, we're going to drop this car right here because it needs to go on to Silva. So we'll tack it onto a eastbound train at some point. Slow you down to 15, and we're going to get you out of here and parked back on your little siding. Probably best not to call it a crash course. Just smile and nod. Oh, CTC, is it centralized traffic control? Something like that. It's that panel. It's the thingy with the stuff on it. Okay, I think we're done here. So that car is at Bryson now, so that's fine. We don't need to work that with the Bryson local anymore, but let's check in with the freight agent. Sorry, the station agent. We get a count of how many passengers are waiting and where they're going, and we have freight. The only one is that car that we just picked up, so we are good. None of these other cars are ready to be picked up yet. We're all good. So I think we're done with the Bryson local. I'm going to park him back on his little track. And we're going to head on down to Appalachia Junction. Be working down there. Meanwhile, I'm going to clean this stuff up. All cleaned up there. I think everything should be clean now. Look at my board. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, a lot of people just, A, they don't stop to think about what they're actually doing when they're driving, and B, have no concept of other people exist on the planet, and C, that farming is a thing. I'm a country boy, so I give people plenty of room. They're trying to move big farm equipment. All right, you're good. Turn your headlight off. And let's check in with the AI down here. Uh-oh. What did I mess up? You didn't stop at the switch. Uh-oh. What did I messed up something. He's all the way at the coal mine. That's not good. You're not supposed... Whoa, it's getting foggy. You're not supposed to be up here. Oh, boy. I thought I had the switch line so he wouldn't come through. Did I look at that wrong? Apparently I looked at the switch wrong. I thought that was red. Okay. Well, my bad. That's totally my bad. Okay, well, we'll fix that. So that means let's get the passenger train on through here because he's sitting at Cochrane. So we'll throw that switch. He can come on ahead. We'll get him on through. Then I'll have to set up the dispatch panel so he can go on through. Oh! I catch myself saying that too. Oh, we got full passenger cars. Nice. That means lots of money. All right, let's bop up to number 5, which is sitting here at the yard. And then he's all good to come through there. We're just going to send the passenger train on through, let him do his thing. Switch lined up to get him out, and we'll sort out this coal train. So I mistakenly thought this switch was thrown against the coal train. I swear that was red, but apparently it wasn't. So we'll sort out that mess. But anyway, he's going to be coming on through there. So am I still at the dispatch panel? I am still at the dispatch panel. So let's get this lined up. Need to get the forklift certified hat. So we don't have anybody else on the railroad other than this passenger train. So everything needs to be normal on the switches, and it is. And then we're just going to the right everywhere. Straight on through. So super easy dispatching. All right, that's the end of the line, so I can't give him a signal. I may have a switch thrown that I shouldn't have down here. Let's go double check that. I bet I didn't clean up a switch somewhere. Or is it always red because it's the end of the line? I forget. This all look good. Conley branch is closed. You're closed. I say closed. You're set up for the main line. You're set for the main line. I think that's red just because it's the end of the line. That's like where the signals end. I don't see any other reason. I am not running any mods at all, Scrabble. Completely vanilla. Yeah, I think that's just red because it's the end of the line. So we'll have to tell him to pass the signal when he gets there. Everything else is green all the way through, so we're good. He is coming through Appalachia Junction. He's going to stop at the station here and then continue on past. All right, let's go fix our snafu. Got you on manual, so you'll just be chilling. I'll answer to Mr. Keyboard. I like it. So on the back of this train, I've got stuff that needs to go to Appalachia. So let's cut that stuff loose and let it roll down the hill. Sounds like fun, right? Just bottle up that air. I'm sure it'll be fine. If I bleed you, does that bleed everybody? I don't think we have like a bleed all button, do we? Yeah, we'll get rid of you. There's a way to bleed the whole train. I don't know what it is, so we'll just bleed all these cars. Could have left the air bottled, but it's kind of tricky. Doesn't always play nice. Your blood, your blood, your blood. All right, cool. This is a 2.5% grade. So these cars are going to have no trouble whatsoever rolling back to where they need to go. The problem we're going to have is keeping control of the speed. Oops. Follow. There we go. So I'm going to put on a couple handbrakes and we'll see how we do. It's all down here from chat. All downhill here from chat. Ugh. Speaking English is hard. It is all downhill from here. I'm counting on that. We're using the old gravity engine. What do you need money for in the game? Several things. So you need money to buy engines and rolling stock. You start with 2 engines, I think, 2 locomotives. And then there's what's called, I think it's called captive service freight. So like the sawmill, for example, at East Whittier, I had to buy log cars to bring logs to the sawmill for that contract. Whereas this stuff here, these are just cars from other railroads that show up at the interchange. I deliver them and then bring them back to the interchange. I don't own these cars. But other than the 2 starter locomotives, you have to buy everything else as far as rolling stock goes. You have to pay to unlock milestones. And then you have to buy your fuel, whether that's coal or diesel. And then you have to pay your repair personnel. So like at the milestone locations. There's Bryson engine service. So I have a shop crew there at $15 a day. I have to pay them to work on stuff if I take it there. I just keep them employed even though they hardly ever have to work. Because I don't want to have to wait till the next day for them to show up to work if I want something fixed. So that's kind of a running expense. I was kind of hoping this would coast on down here. I was busy yapping and didn't get the brake shut off in time. So it's slowly making its way down here. I might just have to come get it with my switch engine. Catch you later, Scrabble. Thanks for hanging out. The physics in the game is pretty decent. There's still some issues at really low speed, especially starting out. So this still got a little bit of a grade to it. Does this go up? I think it actually goes up a little bit here. So that's going to stall out. We'll have to pick that up. That, or should I just push? I wanted to have fun with the gravity, but I don't think I've got enough room up here to run around the train. So yeah, we're gonna have to bring these guys back down the hill anyway. So we'll do that. Hey, catch you later, Dan. Have fun down there in Texas. It has been a while. It's been a while since I've streamed much. Been super busy with work. And I'll probably be getting off here in like 20, 30 minutes. Have lunch with the fam, that kind of stuff. And I need to get some recording done for this coming week. But I may do a afternoon or evening stream. I'm not sure what we'll be doing. Squeak! Squealing around those tight turns. So I should have just done this with the whole train. I honestly just wanted to coast the cars downhill. Because it's fun. All right, so let's do this. We'll bring this guy back around. The switch is definitely thrown that direction. It's double, triple checking because I got messed up before. So he'll stop there. We can bring number 5 out, grab the Appalachia cars, and take them off of the terrain. Then we can run around. So we need to shove the coal cars up to the coal mine. There's nowhere up there to get around them. And then where is the Appalachia Junction site? Appalachia Junction site. Okay, so those cars just need to sit there. I think those are for the signals. Yeah. So we're dropping off some cars. They need to sit on this track for like a day. That's the materials they're using to build the signals west of here. If that makes sense. All right, he can come on back. Couple onto those. The passenger train's already departing Hemingway. Oh, this might be a rough couple. Slow down. Oh, there's another set of hoses disconnected in here somewhere. That's why the bleeding was being weird. Aha! There we go. All right, push it on back. Shouldn't have to push very hard. Come on, camera. Work with me. Nope, he's not happy about something. Are you just waiting for the brake? Oh, he's just waiting for the brakes to charge. It's not going to take much, man. You just got to let it roll down the hill. I guess he's just going to get right with it. Give her all the beans. And then slam on the brakes. There you go. Well, it's foggy when you got the weather on cloudy 3, isn't it? Clear that up a little bit. So those I have to do a little running around. The rear 3 cars are what needs to go there. We can sort that out with number 5 once we peel them off. I think then this train will fit between here. We can run around. Yeah, that should fit. Hey, Gerald. Yeah, right now you have to change it with console commands. I think it'll eventually be kind of dynamic. I think it's an undocumented. Yeah, I don't think it's in the help. You kind of just have to know. It's one of those undocumented commands. You learn about it like on the Discord. /weather, and then if you just type /weather, it'll give you help on You can set it to like rain, clear, various cloudies, stuff like that. Okay, you guys chill. And we're going to hop over in number 5. We're going to go get our cars. So, 5. Oh, yeah. He's got that chunky whistle on there. Throw a flare down in case I get distracted. So you head on through there, and you got plenty of water, right? Yeah, you got plenty of water. Could fill water here if we needed to. And then we're going to stick our cars in here. We'll drop them off at that track, and then we'll come back and we'll just push our cars on down to Appalachia proper. Mud Puddle Fishing. That's a nice name. I like that. Biggest tips for solo ops? I guess it depends on what your goals are, but I would say just take your time and don't expand too fast. Probably the biggest tip. So I've been playing a no loan playthrough. I've never taken any loans on this railroad. So I started small, started with the sawmill, and just kind of gradually worked my way up. Didn't really have any problems. Just a little slower pace. And just have fun. That's the whole point, right? If you're playing solo, you can pretty quickly get overwhelmed, and there's just too much work to do every day. So don't expand too fast. And if you want to try something different, you probably want to cancel some contracts before you take on new stuff. That's what I've done anyway. I've got just about all I can handle right now for me doing stuff in a single day. Which is why I've gone to only weekly videos on this series. I just don't have enough time with work and everything to do all this stuff that's required every day on the railroad. And I don't want to just do video after video after video of me doing this, because it's like the same thing every day. So I had a little bit of time here on Sunday. I was going to do this for about an hour or so. I thought I'd fire up the stream. Because the next railroad video, I want to have those rest of those signals unlocked. And we'll do something with some signals. All right, we'll bring you on back. And then you are going to... Oh, shoot. No, that's right. That's the team track. Never mind. But I'd missed a car. I'm going to leave those there. We'll just stick these... I was going to do this a different way, but... We'll stick these in here. Then we'll grab our stuff, and then we'll scoot on through the junction here. Head on down to Appalachia. I'll put you on 15. I keep meaning to go to the Discord and see if that's been reported. The buttons like just don't work very good in the latest update. Don't know why that is. Yeah, if you got a bunch of them, Gerald, you could for sure have a lot of deliveries each day. Alright, those are delivered where they need to be, so we'll just let them sit there. go get the rest of our Appalachia cars. Yeah, that's why I mentioned the locomotive in my latest video. I'm like, is anybody else seeing this, or is it just me? And I got a lot of comments back saying that they have trouble clicking the buttons too. So it's something in the game. I don't know if they changed like the refresh rate that they're checking input or something. I don't know what changed, but I find it difficult to click the button sometime. I need to go see if that's been reported on the Discord bug section. I'm glad it's not just me. Like, I just bought this mouse like a year ago. Little Razer Death Adder. You just need to buy one every 10 or 15 years. Pretty darn good mice. I found I need to be like very deliberate with my clicking. Some really nice rivet detail. Perfect. All right, and we just need the Appalachia cars, so we're going to cut you off right there. Make sure you don't roll and reconnect on the slack, because that happens sometimes. We're all good. Hey, Preston. I haven't yet, but I'm thinking about it. Thinking I might buy that just to try it out and have it run. Maybe have it run the coal train or something. So I was asking about that in yesterday's video. Got some good feedback. I think people want to see the big one, so we'll probably do that, but I haven't done it yet. Team track. Okay. Oh. Come on back. I forgot to tell you. And then you're good to go all the way back down to Appalachia, so we're going to put you on road speed. Then you can just slow down if the track requires it. And before I forget, I need to come down here to Appalachia and route you into the yard down there. Like so. And then we got that switch thrown against you so you won't go too far. Perfect. Got the Mikado. Yeah, I had the mic for a while. It's kind of my main road engine for quite a while. Actually, no, we're going to be bringing the engines back around, so we need that one that way. So now we're going to run around the coal train so we can push it up to Robinson Gap Coal. The switch is thrown, and we need you thrown. You get back on the diesels. One of these could probably handle the coal train. It's just faster with two. Like, it keeps it moving over the road. Need a good passenger locomotive. I've really enjoyed using the, I think it's the Atlantic. I think that's number one. Does it say what it is? Yeah, A26 Atlantic. I've had that for my passenger loco for quite a while. I've been happy with it. It's got decent legs, and it's got the big driver, so it's got good speed. So it kind of fits the role. But there's other choices too. Yep, those are all bound for Robinson Gap. I've gotten quite a few comments that, hey, you should pull in here and then you don't have to run around. Like, I know. There's more than one way to do things, folks. And I enjoy switching and pulling stuff off with the other engine, and it's fun. But you could absolutely just pull it in here, drop off whatever cars you need, and then back up, you know, and push up into Robinson Gap. It's just not the way I want to do it. I'm digging the orange. I'm glad I changed. Really digging the orange there. And that way the handrails stand out a little better. Anybody who's been around the channel for a long time, you might remember that's pretty much Fedora Farms orange. I had on, oh man, what was that map on Farm Sim 17? I had pretty much all my equipment that color, at least all the trucks. Did I just click that button? I clicked, but I didn't click. All right, fine. Forward. There you go. Hey, number one's heading on over to Ella. Sweet. I don't think anything's blown up yet. Number 5's headed down to Larka. He's making progress. Switch you to yard and say 20. That way you'll for sure hit the end of the train there. We'll get these guys shoving on the cars, and I'll go make sure it's routed up into the receiving tracks at the coal company. Oh, no handbrakes on that. Well, I'm glad it was set on level track. I thought I set this handbrake. I guess I didn't. All right, you are set through, so we can go to 15 forward. Let's buzz up to the mine. And, oh, I forgot to throw that on the train when it left. Oops. Okay, through there, up through here, right into that. That'll work. Still got one car hanging out up here from yesterday. Love to have a monster coal train, but it just doesn't have enough throughput in a day. All right, here they come up the hill. Do a little rail fanning here. Sorry, I hit the wrong button. Hey, Pinfold Gaming Channel. Glad you're enjoying the game. It's a lot of fun. Thanks for hanging out. And yeah, if you're new around here, the live streams are kind of random because I do have a full-time career, family, and lots of stuff going on. YouTube's just a little side hustle, little side hobby. So I just kind of stream when I can. I often don't know until I sit down that I'm going to be streaming. Kind of like today. Like, oh, let's just hit the go live button. I was going to be doing some railroad work and had about an hour or so. And I thought I'd turn on the stream in case people wanted to hang out. Trying to get some work done on the railroad before the next video gets recorded. All right, gotta turn that back on before we can see the map. We'll just fly. Whee! Stand up here. Should be able to get a view of the train coming. There it is. All right, full foamer mode. Just bought your first diesel, but you don't know how to fill it with fuel. There's fuel stands you have to build, kind of like the coaling towers. So there'll be a milestone. Just pick a milestone, and then the filling stations come with, I forget how much. They come with some fuel in them. But at some point, you may also need to buy a tank or car and then set it up, just like you would a coal car to fill the coal hoppers. Set it up to buy diesel and bring it to the diesel stand. There she is, old 9670. The original diesel. So if we look under miles or milestones, diesel fueling stand is what it's called. So the first one I did was the one at East Whittier. Now I've got one East Whittier, at Bryson, and at Dillsboro. And I haven't had to buy any diesel yet. I've just been using what came with the stands. The diesel engines are real economical to run. Yeah, that sounds about right, Gerald. They're not full. It's kind of like the coaling towers. They come with a little bit of coal in them. It's the same with the diesel fueling stands. Then once you have the diesel fueling stand, you just have to lower it and you line it up with the fuel cap on your loco. So depending on which locomotive you bought, there'll be a fuel fill valve looking thing. So the GP9 has it on both sides. I think maybe the switcher only has it on one. Maybe it's both. Let's just go take a quick look. A little switcher down here. Yeah, switcher just has it on one side. So look for the red. There'll be a red cap. Usually close to a sight glass. So you're going to line up the fuel stand when it's lowered with that, and then it'll just take on fuel. I hope that helps. Happy railroading. Here we see the AI struggle with hills. If I tell you to stop, will you just put the brakes on and stop? There you go. Pretty steep grade. So we'll throw on about four cars worth of handbrakes. And let's see, back to here. Back you up just a bit. I don't know anything about mods, Michael, so I can't say. If you had the fuel stand and you had it connected, then that's a bug. If you for sure have it lined up with the fuel cap. AI, stop. Stop. There you go. I'm going to switch 9670 to be the lead loco here. So 9718. Put your brake on just so we make sure we hold. And then 9670, we're going to take you out of, take you out of MU. Set your independent brake. Then 9718 back over to you. We're going to MU in. Release your handbrake. You're on manual mode. And we're off to the races. And just to make sure, Pinfold, you did lower the fuel stand, right? And it moved the little hose down. The little hose is like right next to the connector. Then you just wait and it'll fill up with fuel. If it's not doing that, then that sounds like a bug. And you should seek help on the Railroader Discord. Okay, I see the passenger train has reached the signal, so I need to tell him to pass that signal. Pass the signal. Resume speed. Each one of those took 2 clicks before it would take. Dasher, U23B, howdy howdy. Get a little overwhelmed with it? Is it Galatia Galaxy? Hope I said that right. Yeah, somebody was asking about solo tips earlier, and my main tip was just take it slow. Don't expand too fast. And also, I slowed the time down to 1:1. That's like one of the first things I did when I started playing this. Slow the time down. Are you gonna stop? There's still some funny bugs in here. AI just does not do well on grades, like starting or stopping. It seems to confuse them. All right, we are done at the coal mine for a while. We need to just let it process cars, because it'll finish filling up this track, then it's got this whole track to fill. They should be good. Let's check in our passenger train. It's the star, I mean. Oh, sorry, somebody's at the front door. Let me see who that is. Somebody with a clipboard probably selling something. So we'll just ignore that. Thanks, Ring. Yeah, I'm not sure what the star means. Oh, it keeps it at the top. I got you. Okay, the house isn't on fire. Why do you keep ringing the doorbell? So if you have it starred, it'll stay at the top of the engine roster. That's cool. I didn't notice that before. So I basically gave him permission to ignore that red signal. Because I can't set it green because this is the end of the signal territory. Yeah, it's easy to get distracted, for sure. It's one of the reasons I use AI all the time. Because they'll usually at least stop before they run into something. Unlike me. Alright, he is sending on down the line. And that's probably about it for this stream. It wasn't a very long one. I just had about an hour or so. The family's going to be back soon. We're going to eat some lunch and that kind of stuff. I need to get some things done around the house. I need to do some recording. I might possibly do another stream this afternoon or this evening. And we might be doing some Arma, maybe some Star Citizen. I'm not sure what. But anyway, that'll be it for the Railroader stream. Thanks for hanging out, folks. Enjoy the rest of your day. And if you are new here, I've been doing a Railroader series. Usually a new Railroader video every Saturday. So go check those out. Also played a lot of other games. Take care. And I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.